friends, family, and potentially internet strangers. Stephanie here. I am officially out of quarantine after traveling. I did a 10-day quarantine, had no COVID symptoms at all, so I am free to leave my apartment, but I live in LA, so I'm probably not going to that often. I have recently started trying to cook more in my kitchen. I've been cooking since I was a teenager. My dad taught me when I was young, so I have cooked a lot throughout the years. But living in an apartment with such a small kitchen, and some of the appliances in this kitchen, like the stove, I have a hard time using. I grew up with electric stoves. Even in college I had electric stoves, and this is a gas stove. I don't cook in it very often. I have not been able to master it. But for Christmas and a few days ago on Amazon, I have gotten a few new appliances that are making cooking, especially these past few weeks during my quarantine, a little bit easier, including an air fryer, air fry toaster oven, it's fantastic, and an Instant Pot.
I only have a few groceries left, a couple sweet potatoes, a couple apples, some of this chicken apple sausage, and an onion. So I'm going to make one of my favorites, chicken apple sausage with apples and sweet potatoes.
This is a recipe that I normally make on the stove top and maybe do the sweet potatoes in the toaster oven, but now I've got this fancy air fryer toaster oven. I'm going to try this air frying it. But not only that, I also got an Instant Pot recently, and I want to see if this recipe is better and easier in the air fryer or in the Instant Pot. So for tonight and for a few nights from now, I am going to make this same recipe 2 ways, take y'all along with me, show you how I cook for one, and we'll see which of these ways turns out better.
I'm going to start with my sweet potato and onion. I'm going to peel and chop them into small cubes. I'm only going to do one of the sweet potatoes today, so the next one is fresh. I am going to do the entire onion and split it in half, leaving half for when I do this again in the Instant Pot. I spritz the onion and sweet potato with a little bit of avocado oil, and then it's time to get these seasoned. I use a very small amount of cayenne pepper. I use a little bit more paprika, some ground cinnamon, I like a lot of that, a little bit of garlic powder, some salt and pepper. I don't have exact measurements for these. I coat them with the mixture of seasoning that I like for spice, and then I'm going to get these in the air fryer. These take longer than the apples and sausage are going to, so I'm going to get them going right away. It would help if I plugged it in. It would probably help a lot. Once I figured that out, I put it onto air fry for 20 minutes at 390 degrees. Let that start cooking while I prep the rest of the ingredients. Next, I am going to peel and chop up my apple into cubes. I am going to save the second apple to make fresh when I do this again in the Instant Pot. I'm going to hit this with the same avocado oil and spices that I did with the sweet potato and onion. Add some chicken apple sausage, again saving 2 of these, only making 2 the first time around. Toss those together, get them in the air fryer with about 10 to 12 minutes left. 11:11, make a wish that it tastes good. In about 5 more minutes, I shake these up, and then once the timer goes off, these look really, really tasty.
At the 20-minute mark, when I pulled it out, the potatoes were perfectly cooked. The sausage is this nice caramelized brown on the outside, and it's really good. I do like it this way, but we'll see. I will see y'all back here when I try this again in the Instant Pot, see which one is better.
Round 2.
I am back for round 2 today, trying out the same recipe in the Instant Pot instead. Don't worry, it won't stay on top like that when it's really cooking. It's not plugged in yet.
This gets started the same way that I did it the first time around, peeling and chopping my apple, sweet potatoes, and grabbing that onion out of the fridge. I hit it with the same spices, but also add 1 cup of chicken broth in with this because in the Instant Pot you do need liquid. I shut the lid, make sure it is set to sealing, and then I set it for 3 minutes at high pressure. It will take about 8 minutes or so to get up to pressure, then 3 minutes and a quick release after that.
Now it's time for a dance party in the kitchen. Because if when you cook alone, you're not having a dance party in the kitchen, what's the point? Y'all don't get to see my dance party though. You don't want to see my dance party.
One short dance party later, this is done. I do a quick release, and once that valve goes down, it looks gorgeous and a little bit steamy.
And I just dished up some of this out of the Instant Pot, and first impression, first taste, I'd say I would go with the Instant Pot, but that for me personally is because I really like soft food. If you look at this, the potatoes are nice and soft, almost mashed, but not quite there yet. So if you, like me, prefer your vegetables to be nice and soft and almost mushy, but still tasty, I would go Instant Pot. But if you like things really crunchy and crispy, I would go air fryer with this one. Some final thoughts now that I have finished trying this meal both ways. I did end up preferring it in the Instant Pot, again, mainly because of the consistency of the potatoes. I do like a softer potato. Also the onion. If I were to do this again in the air fryer, I would saute the onions separately because I really have not mastered onions in the air fryer yet, and I like a nice caramelized onion to go with this. They were nice and soft in the Instant Pot though. Something I noticed, both ways, I must have had just really large sweet potatoes because normally when I make this it's only about one meal, but I had leftovers both times, not of the meat, only of the sweet potato, apple, and onion portion. So I've got enough left to have as a side with whatever I eat tomorrow. Other things, you need more spices if you are doing this in the Instant Pot. Because of the liquid that you have to add, you need a little bit more spice in there. And other than that, these turned out both really good. So if you try either way or both, leave a comment below, like the video if you want to see more, maybe subscribe. But thank you so much for joining me on my air fryer versus Instant Pot battle of the chicken sausage.